Hello boys and girls, and welcome back to the Farmyard Classroom with me, Farmer Hannah. Now today we're going to go and explore some more of our animals, and some more of our unusual animals today. We're going to go meet the llamas and the alpacas. Now llamas are my favourite animal. I wonder what your favourite animal is. Now llamas and alpacas don't live in the barn here, they're outside, so we need to go and find them. Let's go. Here we are up at the llama field, and behind me I've got some of my gorgeous llamas. We've got 3 boys and 1 female. This is Ant, over there is Rolo, Millie's the black one and she's the female, and Deck is the white one at the back. Now both llamas and alpacas come from a group of animals, or a family, called the camelid family. And another member of that family is the camel. But you don't see a hump on these guys' backs. Now a camel comes from a desert, whereas the llamas and the alpacas come from the mountains of South America. Llamas and alpacas are very similar to each other. They've both got long necks, they're both covered in a hairy fleece, and that helps to keep them warm in the cold mountains. And they've also got 2 toes on each foot, what's called a split hoof. Now llamas and alpacas take a lot of time and effort, much like most of our animals at the farm, to look after. Now as well as feeding them every day, we need to check their fields, walk the fence line and make sure nothing's broken. We need to clear out their shelters, poo pick the ground, and make sure they've got plenty of hay to graze on. Now, alpaca food is much like goat mix, and in here you'll find a lot of sweet corn, peas, oats, barley and other grains, and it's all coated in sugar, so it's quite sticky. So it's got lots of energy. Should we feed them? Now, our little herd of llamas here, that's what you call a group of llamas, a herd, has got 3 males and 1 female. Now, llamas and alpacas have got special names for their males and females. A male is called a macho, and a female is called a hembra. That's pretty cool. A male is called a macho and a female is a hembra. A baby llama also has a cool name. They're called crias, and we've got 2 little crias on the farm, and we'll go and meet them a little later on. In the wild, llamas are grazers, so they would graze on the ground, on the grass. They'd also graze on branches, bushes and shrubbery, whereas alpacas stick to and prefer the grass on the ground. These guys aren't as fussy. Now I wonder, boys and girls, if any of you remember what name we give to an animal that just eats plants. A herbivore. Well done. Now these are herbivores. Now I've fed them, and I think they quite enjoyed their dinner, let's go and check their hay. Now you may remember from the Caring for Animals video that animals need shelter to protect them for things like the wind and the rain and too much sun. And a field shelter just like this is perfect. Here at Bocketts Farm we've got lots of lovely fields over rolling countryside, but that's not the natural habitat for a llama or an alpaca. They're both found throughout South America, in Argentina, Bolivia, Chile and Peru, in the Andes Mountains, high up where it can get very, very cold. As we're out and about on the farm and on our way to find some of the alpacas, I just thought we'd stop for a second and have a look around. We are very lucky where we are here at Bocketts Farm. We are surrounded by Norbury Woods. If you follow the view around, you can see the gorgeous Surrey Hills, which are an area of outstanding natural beauty. And in the distance, on the horizon, you can see London. This afternoon I can see the Shard, I can see Wembley Arch, and I can see the Millennium Wheel as well. Oh, really cool. Now we're almost there, but in this field here, we've got some of our very young lambs. Can you see what else is in the field with them? So this is where we're going to find the alpacas, and they're out here at the moment as guard animals, looking after those young lambs and protecting them from things like predators or foxes. Let's go take a closer look. Come on. So here we are with our alpacas, and as I said earlier, they're in the field with our ewes and their young lambs, and they're doing a great job of protecting them. Now in the wild, llamas and alpacas live for between 15 and 20 years. But here at Bocketts Farm, for example, they could live up to 25 years old. Now just like our sheep, each year we shear the llamas and the alpacas, and they are covered in a very soft fleece, and I've got some here to show you. That's a lot softer and finer than the wool, so it's quite a bit more expensive. Just like the wool, we'll send it off to market, it'll be spun into fibres and then turned into clothing. And another thing we need to do with both our llamas and the alpacas, and we do it with the goats too, is foot trimming. And that's because their hooves grow all the time and need clipping just like our nails do. So this is Olive and Casper, and they're two of our gorgeous crias. Now the gestation period, now that's a long word, but the time a mummy is pregnant, so the gestation period is about 11 to 12 months for both alpacas and llamas. Now both Casper and Olive are coming up to be about 1 year old, and they are the best of friends. At the moment they're living outside in the fields with our lovely little Wassant sheep. Now there's something that we haven't covered. Now did you know that when llamas and our alpacas are upset or angry, they spit? They spit at each other or they spit at us. Now the alpacas just spit air, whereas the llamas spit green goo. Ooh, it's not very nice at all. Llamas and alpacas also communicate really well with each other, and they do this through humming. Lots of different sounds and noises. Now isn't that cool? I wonder if you boys and girls can hum at home just like the alpacas and the llamas do. So let's recap some of the pieces of information we learnt today. Now, llamas and alpacas come from a family of animals called camelids. They've both got lovely soft fleeces, and we shear them once a year and sell that fleece to be turned into clothing. They also make fantastic guard animals to take care of our precious little lambs. And now to see how much you remember. Do you remember what we call a mummy llama and a mummy alpaca? How about the daddy llama or alpaca? And do you remember the name of the two crias, or the baby alpacas, that we met out in the field? I wonder if you can remember what they like to eat. Now until next time, boys and girls, that's it from me. So I will see you next week. Bye everyone.